If this is your first video watching my content, then you know I am the SOP guru, or standard operating procedure. I run a branding and web design agency, and we run the agency entirely with SOPs and a remote team. Now, that's all I'm gonna preface this with. I'm gonna jump straight into this. And so I wanna show you how to make standard operating procedures for your agency leveraging ChatGPT. So just as a precursor, what is an SOP? Think of this as a standard step-by-step breakdown and instructions or guidelines that help workers or team members carry out complex routine operations. So think of this as a checklist, a description, an easy way for someone to look at something, follow those steps, and complete a task. Now, the benefits of SOPs are consistency, of course. You're able to train your team, quality control, right? Because you can mitigate mistakes, safety, and then compliance. So again, I'm a huge fan of operating procedures. We use this to do sitemaps, to do brand guidelines, to do Q&A, all these qualities within our agency to help us carry out tasks. And so I want to show you and walk you through a process and how we do that. And so just to give you an example, we created an SOP for analytics. So I'm going to pull that up right now so you can take a look at that ASAP. Actually, it's GA4 since we're in the new year here. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up and show you all what that looks like. And so we leverage that to create systems within the agency. So in that case, here's an operating procedure we set up for GA4. This took us about 5 minutes. GA4 is Google Analytics, a way to track your website data. And so we made this entire SOP, which has purpose, scope, definitions, the breakdown and steps of that procedure in under 5 minutes using ChatGPT, y'all. It's insane how dope and granular you can get with this tool. So I'm going to walk you through that, something within the branding or design realm that'll help you. And again, you can refine this as much as possible to get to a perfect place and where you want this SOP to live. I always suggest when the standard operating procedure, the structure being a video recap, right? You walking through the process, and also a written version, as you can see here. I'll drop a link to this in the description so you can use this as a template. I hope this helps you all throughout your journey. So let's go through this. Let's walk through it, and let's do it in the example of setting up Google Analytics. So as a web designer, we're going to design a site, we're going to develop it, and then we're going to go live. When we go live, we're going to have to track that data. We're going to use Google Analytics. So I'm going to jump into ChatGPT. Now, you all can get this prompt. I will drop it in the description. This is the prompt I use for all the SOPs that I use to create within the parameters here. So here's my template. Here's my prompt. As you can see here, we create detailed SOPs for our branding and web design agency. Can you write a template SOP on how to write SOPs that include purpose, scope, definitions, tools, procedure, and then end of procedure? So this is like an SOP of an SOPception, I guess you'd call it. But anyway, I'm going to skip past that, and we're going to go through this in real time. So I'm just going to copy this because this is a template that we can use. And I'm going to drop it into ChatGPT here, and I'm just going to hit new chat. I like to use ChatGPT4 because it gives you better data. It's a more capable model. It's $20 a month, but again, you can use 3.5 for this too. All right, so let's go ahead and walk through this. I'm going to drop this in here, and then we're just going to edit this because we're going to do this for installing Google Analytics on our website. So now what I can do is I can create this operating procedure, and then I can delegate this task to a team member. So I'm going to put this here. We create detailed SOPs for our branding and web design agency. Can you write an SOP on how to install GA4 on a website? Now, what you want to do is have this, please include, and then have it break it down like this: purpose, scope, definitions, tools, procedure, and then end of procedure. And that's going to give you a refined breakdown of that SOP. And then we're going to put, the goal is for us to share. Actually, we can delete that out here. So we have everything we need. Can you write an SOP on how to install GA4 on a website? Please include the following, right? I think we're good. We're going to hit submit. Now, ChatGPT is breaking down our standard operating procedure by the criteria I've provided here. And again, y'all, you can use this for pretty much anything. Purpose is here. As you can see, the purpose of this SOP is to guide team members through the process of installing. Let me move this over. Then you have definitions, right? We have GA4 and what that means. A tag is a snippet of JavaScript added to a website to collect and send data to Google Analytics. We have the list of tools that were used in the build of this. And then we have the step-by-step procedure. And this is, I've done this. I went ahead and followed these steps verbatim and it came out perfect. So you log into Google Analytics, you set this all up. I won't go into detail on the steps, but these are correct. And then you verify that installation and you are ready to rock. Now, it's not specific in regards to like the website platform we're using. So let's refine this SOP together. What I'm going to do is, since we use Webflow in most of our website builds, we're going to incorporate that into this SOP. So right now I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to say, for the website platform, we use Webflow. Can you update the SOP to reflect how to install GA4 on Webflow? Now, what it's going to do is it's going to redo this entire standard operating procedure and incorporate that Webflow piece straight into it, y'all. I mean, it's amazing. So you can keep working on this and refining that SOP until it's perfect and flawless in regards to your agency and how it functions. So as you can see, now it's updating the purpose to include Webflow website, right? Webflow development. As you can see, we have definitions. GA4, property, tag. We have tools. Now it's incorporating the Webflow project access, right? So by following this criteria, it's going to be really simple to replicate this process across the board on all your operating procedures within your agency. So as you can see now, we're obtaining the GA4 code, and now we're installing it on GA4 on Webflow. So now it's walking us through that step by step on how to do it. Y'all, this is a game changer for us at the agency. We've been able to implement this in a ton of different ways, from branding to design to development to Q&A. It's helped us expedite this process a whole ton, y'all. It's crazy. So now I have my procedure. Everything is done here. Now I've got my SOP, right? I'm done. I'm set, y'all. So what we usually do in this case is we'll take this and we'll just make sure to test out the SOP. So once this is done, it's all set. I'm going to scroll back up here. I'm going to hit copy and I'm going to go back here and I'm just going to add a page here just to show you the example. We're going to add the page. We're going to hit enter and then we're going to paste it and boom, we have our entire SOP built out here. What I'll usually do is I'll walk through the process and then I'll record a Loom video of myself walking through this. So that way they have the steps and they have the breakdown here. So again, y'all, the possibilities are endless with this process. I will drop the prompt in the description below. Drop a comment if this was helpful. As you all know, I get straight into it. There's no fluff here, just quality content that you can use. I wish y'all the best.